We are live today for our interview with Miss Jenny, who is the daughter of Martha, who is a part of our Worthy Collective that we absolutely love and adore. And I was telling Jenny how sweet it is whenever she pops up on our live Worthy Calls on Sunday. She has these like headphones on and she looks super, super techy. And it's because her husband has something going on in the room. So she wants to be in and not distracted, but yet it makes her look super techy. And she's like, "Oh, I'm not. I'm lucky to be here." And I think there was one day when Jenny, you were there helping her make sure that everything.
Uh-huh.
So it was super sweet. And what I love most is that when your mom recommended you for an interview, she said what she loves most about you is how, thanks, love, how amazing the diffuser. Oh, yes. And this is real life. This is our daughter, and she is working on some hair goals, and she diffused her hair. It's beautiful, love.
It is.
Thanks, love. Random. That was a little commercial.
Aw.
That was a little commercial. So this is real life. This is how it works. I had somebody ask me the other day, "Do you edit these?" And I was like, "Please don't ask me that." I feel like Joe Rogan has done such a gift to the world of understanding of some of the
Mhm.
greatest interviews are not edited. Maybe
Right.
one day, maybe one day. Um, until then,
That's
thanks for the
it's not real life though,
yeah, as you
flaws
see,
and all, or just it's
it is.
stutters and all. I mean, you'll hear it. You'll get it all today with
Yes,
me.
I love it. So I love that your precious mama has come to us from the Worthy Collective. And at first it was really challenging because Sundays are a day of family, a day of church, a
Hmm.
day of faith, a day. And we have contemplated so many times when and where and how do we shift. And what we recognize is it's 60 minutes. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Yet
Hmm.
it's such a great reminder on Sundays to stop for ourselves.
Hmm.
So she has come to us and said, "You have to know my Jenny. She is so gentle
Aw.
and so caring. And there's such a special treasure there. And so we want to know more about you. So share wherever, however that you want to start, because we know that the journey as women sometimes is smooth and sometimes it's bumpy. And
Hmm.
both are inspiring. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're reaching other women to recognize that they feel and understand that they're not alone and that
Hmm.
we are better together. And we have that community with the emphasis on unity. And that when we do share our stories, someone else can go, "Oh, me too."
Hmm.
And then you can connect, and then you can inspire, and then you can impact based on your own story and what you've grown through because we don't always just go through it. We have grown through it. And when we learn
Hmm.
that we're better for it, that's where the blessings. So share with us whatever you want to share that you feel called to share, that we can get to know you better and support you right where you are.
Oh, thank you, Maggie. Uh, any sweetness that I have is from my dear mama. She is just to know her is to love her truly. So I'm glad that you all like see that in her, that preciousness. So as I was going through the interview questions, I noticed a theme, and that was community. It was God slash universe. I will use those two. I mean, higher power, I kind of say it all. And um here in the past 2 weeks, I have gone back to the church that oh gosh, 15 years ago. And this church has gone through a major transformation. And once I had Aiden, he's 8 years old, Sundays became like serious family days. And um it just like I was just almost like afraid to leave him for a long period of time. And then, I'm too nothing. Caught myself.
Good.
Um, he didn't want to go, so I didn't make him, basically. Now I feel I am learning to let go of some of that control, like loosen my grip with so much in life, so much in life. So I'm going to church, and it has just busted something open in me. And I mean, I sit in the back and I just cry with tears of joy because I feel seen.
Mm,
And I'm an I'm an extroverted introvert. So, like, I love being in the crowd and being adjacent to people. Do I wish I had someone with me? Yes. My family? Yes. But right now, it's enough because just everything out of his mouth, it just speaks to my heart and it makes me feel seen. So, I, right now, I feel like I am in it. And I'm living in a place that does not jive with me. I don't feel comfortable in my own home. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I don't feel seen at home. I'm having a lot of struggles with control, and that is something that is just, whew, I mean, when I look back, it's been a reoccurring theme. Like you have those like core memories in your life. And one was when my sweet mama was going through a health scare and they called me at work. And I had to have that moment where a coworker was like, your mom is in the hospital. And I mean, panic attack immediately and followed that. And I was so blessed to I shared an office with a pastor, and he is the first one to teach me, like, there are things in your life that are out of your hands.
mhm,
They are in you are held in God's grace and presence, and you can't control anything, sweetheart. And just like, I'll never forget that visual of like holding something on really, really tightly and just loosening the grip. And just like this, and when you loosen anything, right, it allows the light to come in, it allows grace to come in, love, it all just flows in when you can just loosen the grip. So it has just been, um, it has just been a season, a little bit longer than, it's just a season, and I'm in it, and I'm just so grateful to have this awareness of being in it has pushed me, back into church, and I wish it was Sunday now every single day. That gentle reminder of community. I don't have like this huge group of women that, and that's okay. Like, I say that because there was a time where I would look at women in like these big social, like a girlfriend I have, all, comparison, right? And it's like, that isn't me. I would feel so exhausted, so like, once I let that go and just found the value of the sweet, sweet souls that I have in my life that have given me perspective, that make me feel seen, that's really all I want. I dare say that's all any of us want, to feel seen and heard. And that is why women, especially, we need to stick together. If you find your tribe, if you find your people, it's such a huge blessing.
and it's not
And
the if. Oh, yeah, like okay, everybody, we spent a good amount of time beforehand chatting. We're like, oh my gosh, we're not recording. And I warned Jenny because she is a referral from her beautiful mom that she does not know that I am the word police. And so, in love, there's no if. It's a win.
Mhm.
And it's not the WIN. it's WHEN because the WHEN becomes a win because when we choose, we will find that in which we're looking for 100%. I have no
Hmm.
question, and I have to stand firm on that. I choose to stand firm on that because I think it's too many times that we sit in the muck. And I'm reminded of this every moment of every day is that fear and faith cannot occupy the same.
Hmm.
They cannot.
Love over fear,
So
right?
that if statement of if I find this and if this, it's all fear 100% right there.
Hmm.
You add in the faith and say, you know what, when that comes about.
Hmm.
And it gives us that enlightenment and that opportunity. And that's exactly so. If the worthy collective isn't for someone, then I know that there is a space and a place. And what I know to be true about church is that maybe the worthy collective is another space for you. Maybe there's a Bible study that they have. Maybe they have an online. And it's a matter of saying, whatever you say, I want more of, then you say, where might that be? And then it
Hmm.
opens up the possibilities because, like you said, so many of us, it could be our finances, it could be our relationships, it could be our kids, it could be our health, it could be so many things. And yet, it's not going to flow through us if unless we let go of that tight hold monster grip that we put on the situation and we can be like, oh, um, last weekend we went tubing. I went tubing because my lovely son
Nice.
who's 13 said to me, not very inspiring, sitting on the boat. And I was like, damn it. My company name is Inspired Possibilities, and he is so right. And darn it, if
Calling you
it's not going
out.
to end up being the company like business that I could see us doing together because he calls me out.
Oh.
I call out people too in love.
Hmm.
And so I was like, oh. So I did the tubing.
Uh-huh.
You know what the hardest part? And my husband thought it was this, like, oh, you just don't have those muscles. No, no. My grip. I
Mm.
don't hold on to anything in life like this now because I'm more like this. And my
Hmm.
hands physically hurt. And I was like, stop, stop. I
Hmm.
can't, and if I can't hold on, there's no joy. Because all I'm just gonna be is dumped every single time. And I was like, okay, I did my thing. It was fun. Not sure. I think I'd have to do something else because I was holding on so tightly that my
Hmm.
hands absolutely were. So it's recognizing that. And I think it's beautiful because you are relating to a lot of people. And maybe we can come back and do another interview after you've been through the yuck.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Absolutely.
so many of us are either going in, we're in,
Hmm.
or we've come out of it.
Hmm.
And when we recognize whatever the situation we're facing is for us, it's happening for us, not to us. And then we come out and go, oh man, what came of that? Got a new church. I got a new this. I have this opportunity.
Hmm.
I believe yesterday, Tamia talked about she's in a stage where she recognizes that she said yes to her daughter all the time, and now she needs to say
Hmm.
no.
Yeah.
And that hard spot as a parent to say,
I feel that. I feel that. Yes.
it's such an opportunity to recognize when you do have that situation, you get to say, I'm going to say no because of this. And
Hmm.
then you can come back and say, unless you can tell me what I might be missing. And then it engages them to be seen, to be heard, like you
Mm.
said. And
Hmm.
I wrote this little note to myself. We got this in the Worthy Collective from Tamra, is that it's an 8-second hug
Hmm.
that you hold, you purposely every morning and every night, you physically hold your kids or your
Hmm.
son to start the day in a squeeze before the craziness of anything
Yeah.
and speak truth, speak love over him, and choosing into that. Is it going to be morning and night consistently without skipping? Well, it may be more consistent for you than others, yet it's the goal. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
goal of holding that 8 second space. I thought as a parent, I was meant to teach, love, and protect. And that's been my mission.
Hmm.
And then I realize it's to be seen, to be heard, and to be held because
Hmm.
that's what we need as adults. So,
Hmm.
how can I do it now to create that foundation and that strength within us and talk about it?
Hmm.
Because
Yes.
then
Yes.
they can know where they need to be seen and where they need to be heard. And that opportunity to create that conversation and that communication, that respect both ways. You know what I mean? We
Hmm.
want respect and they want respect.
Absolutely.
So just thought I would share.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
my dear, let's see. Let me grab my little notes here. And because they're not memorized, what is the most important lesson you've learned on your journey to success that you wish more women knew?
Something that I got from my from the sermon on Sunday. The pastor, his name's David Perez, so these are not my words. He spoke about the light and how when you are in it, so it's like, oh, how appropriate this, you know, it's like maybe it was really cool. We did this meditation where he wanted us to go back to a place where you just felt really alone and in the dark, and then visualize God's light shining upon you and embodying that light. And when we feel, when when we don't feel the light all the time, it's not because the light has stopped, that it's gone. It's just a place of dimness, and all you need is a glimmer. All you need is a glimmer. And oh, if I could just quote it specifically, as long as we are still walking towards it, to be in it, even if it is slow, even if we are in the dark, even if all you have is a glimmer, that glimmer is enough. And it was such an invitation to, or more of just a remembrance, because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to not have like perspective when you are in it.
Mhm.
It is all about perspective. And that was such a gift of perspection because, of course, I have a glimmer. I am a child of the light, I believe, full heartedly. And right now, because of certain things getting thrown at me, I do feel that my light isn't as bright as I want it to be. And I'm working on getting it back. But I have the glimmer. And ooh, it just really, really hit me. And on some level I always believe. It's like on paper, it's like yes, ups and downs, highs and lows. To be in like the lowest point um of my journey so far. I mean, I have so much to be grateful for. Let me say that with clarity. There are so many blessings in my life. It's just tough. It's just a tough season. Um, and yeah, that remembrance of I have the glimmer. Keep going. Keep going.
It is the
Yeah.
simplicity, and sometimes I think, and I've said this often, is that when I finally in this development, personal development, in this learning, application, learning, apply, is
Mm,
that I used to say, I can do hard things.
hmm.
And I would say that to my daughter. And then I was like, wait a second, is it even really hard? Because usually
Mm,
when we do the thing, we laugh and go, why did I make that so hard?
Right, right.
It wasn't actually hard. We made
Mm-hmm.
it hard because we put it off. And if we had just done the do
Right.
and we're like, oh, that was a lot easier than I thought. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So do I want to say I can do hard things or I can do all things? And then it slides
Mm-hmm.
into scripture. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Isn't that a simpler application?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like what who said it like who said it was hard?
Yeah,
You know,
like who's
why did we
they?
take on to that?
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
And we talked
Look at that.
beforehand, and you had said something about they, and I was like, who the heck is they anyway? You know, like
Oh yeah.
they said this and they said that. Well, are we referring to an article of doctors? Are we referring to an article of scientists? Are we referring to an article, and back in the day it would be newspapers and things like, well, I read it there,
Right.
and it's
Uh-huh.
like, well, who is that? And what was so very
Exactly.
special is last weekend when Kate spoke on the Worthy Collective
Mm-hmm.
about celebrating without condition and the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity that we realize that they can be this like invisible structure that we
Mm-hmm.
allow. Maybe might have been off camera as I'm trying to think if we put it on record of how many times we let people like put judgment.
Dictate.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
they say things and we're like, listen, I would never trade places with you. And as Tamara always says, there's feedback you can use and there's feedback you can lose.
Nice.
And
Very
recognizing
nice.
like, gosh,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take some feedback from some people I wouldn't trade places with.
Right. Right.
So it's
So
that
don't
line in
internalize
the
it,
sand,
right?
like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
such truth. So next question, because I know I'm not, I need to stay on track. Um, yes, because I could talk to you for hours on the day, and I wanted to make sure I'm like, okay, we have time. How do you maintain focus and clarity on your vision, especially when you're faced with challenges or self-doubt?
Mhm. I surround myself with people that really see me, that get me. And it's I welcome, this is something we talked about before. I really welcome the the tough love conversations. And it took a while to get there, but I have one friend in particular who I should actually give you her contact. She would make a great addition to this. Um, she basically taught me. This is like helped me see the value. And now, once you see something, you can't unsee it, you can't unknow it. It is, I'm just in a place in my life where I just really, if it comes from a place of love, I want to be called out on my shit, you know? I
Life is
mean,
short. Life is short.
yeah,
I don't want to walk around with toilet paper hanging off my shoe. And for the amount of time that I do it and then nobody said anything, I'm like, who are you? Tell
yeah,
me in love, and
tell
it doesn't
me.
have to be like, hey, you got toilet paper. It's a matter of
Uh-huh.
tap, tap, tap. I just want to let you know you got some toilet paper on like, do you want
Yeah.
it there? Is it an accessory you're going for? If not, it's there. Wanted to let you know. And
Yeah.
I had a friend one time say, well, you need to ask for permission. And it was funny because I thought, didn't I? But what I also understood is even though I
Hmm.
ask, like, are you okay with me giving you some feedback? Are you open to,
Right.
And even though I say it and I'm just saying woman to woman, I'm not going to say because it's different with men. And I'm more experienced in that space
Mm-hmm.
because of our experience in Worthy Collective and a lot of what I've done. It is different, especially from a male to or from a female to a male, but female to say, are you open to some feedback? Are you open
Mm-hmm.
to a thought, a new thought there? And I will tell you from the depth of my learning, even though a woman says yes, it's in the length of when she says yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's too much of a gap of like, hey, are you open to some feedback? And a Zoom helps because you can see somebody like, breathing like,
brace, bracing themselves.
yes, like, yes. Yet, if I'm face to face and I see them say yes, but they didn't say yes very soon, then I
Mm-hmm.
also know that they're really not ready. And then I'll say, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Hey, from my experience, when you are ready, let me know. And sometimes they'll say, no, 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 I'm ready. I just wasn't quite ready in the moment, or,
Uh-huh.
and then they really do say, gosh, I'm just not in that place right now. And I'm like, okay, let me know. And
Mm-hmm.
so that space in which that we can have clarity, and what I know, and I said this before we hit record, is that I know with my whole heart it's taken me this long to get here because of the wisdom and the courage and bravery, is that now there's this magnetism of honoring where we are, and the women who are like, call me out. Life is
Mm-hmm.
short and tomorrow is not promised. Tell me the tell me. Tell
Yep.
me. Just tell me. And I'm not saying that I have not, I'm open for edits. And I literally had two women who have audited my stuff, and it was very adjusting because technology is not my gift. But in this world of entrepreneurship, you still need to do a little bit of stuff before you hire
Mm-hmm.
the team. That's how the process grows and goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that opportunity, and I was like, oh, that's a little prickly. I did not enjoy it. Yet
Mm-hmm.
I thought, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that edit.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that audit, because it's only going
There's
to make
all
it better.
yes, and you also have to consider your source too,
For
you
sure.
know?
For sure. For sure. And a couple of
Mm-hmm.
those things I was like, ah, dang, you caught me because my account was hacked, then deleted. I quickly, as soon as I could make a new account, I did, and I missed a couple of details that I do know. And so she pointed them out, and I was like, oh man, I missed that. Thank you. And there were
Mm-hmm.
a couple other things that I was like, oh, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thanks. And that's the best part because then it makes us greater, bigger, better, but we still have a choice. And that is the opportunity that we can recognize where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dear, what daily habits or practices have been a key to your personal growth in achieving your goals?
Well, I'll tell you, to be honest, I am really late to the game of the magic of routine. Routine is something that I am a proud proclaimer of being a free spirit. And I mean, it's just it's in my personality, it's in my Enneagram, it's in my star chart, you name it. So I'm like, it's just been almost a badge of honor, just like floating through life. Oh my gosh. Now it's like I'm at this place where I'm like, quick stop, hold up. I am inviting routine into my life just as quickly as I can manage because I'm tired. It's like tiring to be this way. And I'm choosing to make a choice
Hmm.
of change, and it's I recognize it's not going to be easy and probably fun,
Hmm.
but I see the value, like the value is outweighing ease, you know,
Hmm.
especially like raising a child, and my life is getting ready to change dramatically. I want to be successful in a way that yeah, I want to get stuff done. I want to cross things off the list. And I know routine is going to help me with that.
It is.
Um, yeah, it's a science, and I'm here for it. So I could tell you, I love to meditate. Being on the pillow and meditating really has helped me. When I do it, it does, you know, when I have alone time that is like so like it's grounding. I need grounding in my life because of said airy and spaciness that I just, that I am. Um,
Jenny.
Yes.
Everybody does. Everybody needs the grounding.
Mhm.
It's not just you. It's not only you.
Mhm.
It is 100% the truth of how we were created. And in every message, we've been talking about grounding, and I've been disrupting some people because they feel like it's woo-woo-y. And I'm like, listen, we'll go read any science book right now about doctors who are finding other routes of health, and they will tell you that when you're out in nature, it's
Mhm.
it 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 refreshes your system 200%.
Mhm.
I don't
Like,
know a pill that does that
right,
without
right.
side effects and like backside
Mhm.
trots and major stomach aches and hair where you
Mhm.
don't want hair. You know what I mean? The side effects are dumb, right? Where there's no side effects other than you plan for it. Now,
Mhm.
what I do know to be true, because I can appreciate your free spirit, because there's a portion of us that are all free spirits in wanting to have the independence, right? So what it looks like is not the rigidity of saying these two things have to be done in order. It's a matter of saying to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do one of those six things, or one of two, or one of three by a certain time,
Mhm.
so that you still have the freedom, the choice to do, yet you're giving yourself a deadline so that you can be in flow for what you want and be ready for what you want, so that you can be freedom, that little flexibility over here, yet, okay, this
Mhm.
is my goal. This is my deadline because I know I want to do this. And then you
Mhm.
reward yourself in a beautiful way of saying, I'm going to do this. And you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
reminding yourself of that because you're not alone. I mean, why does anybody do what they do? There's something within them that wants the freedom, the flexibility, the control. They also want security. They also want safety. But we go in and out
Mhm.
of all those things and we don't recognize it because we don't talk about it. We think, oh
Right.
no, it's just something's wrong with. No, nothing's wrong with you. And I want to share this with you. I'm gonna have to look at my notes here because it's not memorized yet.
Mhm.
Okay, we did not plan for this, but this is how I roll. Everybody knows how this is how I roll. And I'm actually working on a course right now. You might want to write this one down. This is a writer downer.
Okay.
How change is created. Number one is an idea. We first have an idea. Number two, it becomes thoughts. Have an idea, and then we're like, I think this, I think that. There's thoughts that come in. Number three is a feeling. Then it starts to stimulate. Sometimes it's a good feeling, and sometimes it kind of sucks, where we're like,
Mhm.
ah, dang, ugh. Like that was not necessarily enjoyable.
Mhm.
And when you develop a positive emotional connection to this idea, then you go to number four, a plan, which is what I feel you might be on right this moment. And
Mhm.
that's you create a strategy and you identify the steps that are needed to attain what you want. Number five is a dirty word, habits.
Should.
You establish consistent behaviors that support the plan.
Yeah.
And you create what that habit looks like when you want it to. Like, you have everyone's habits, sleep, water, movement. They're all the same. We all have the same eating healthier, maybe some supplementation for, where we are in life. And so, how and when we do that is most critical, and how often,
Mhm.
because that separates the good from the greats. Number six, commitment. Staying dedicated to carrying out the plan and staying focused. And a lot of us, we are talking about this word yesterday, Focus is following one course until successful. Ba-da-ba-ba. Like,
Right.
okay. Number seven, and this is where we see it. We see someone's lifestyle change. We see it, when you're like, oh, look at so and so. Oh my gosh. Because their choices have changed. Their
Hmm.
habits became a part of their routine and the way they were living their lives. And last but not least, that last word of change. You achieve the goal and create a lasting transformation when you recognize it started with an idea, you had a few thoughts, you had some feelings, you put together a plan, creating those habits, committing to the habits. Lifestyle will adjust, which is what you
Hmm.
said, with what you are okay with and what you're not okay with. And then essentially, then you feel that change. And it doesn't have to be like that. It's a matter of
Hmm.
that consistency and that opportunity. And it gives strength to understanding the possibilities of where things can edit. And when you see that outline, it's like, ah, dang, I know that to be true. And it's up to us. We get to choose. And when we're around other people, we're like, hey, where are you? Oh, dang, I'm back at habits. I thought I had some good habits. And then we got
Hmm.
off track because it's summer. And then it was like, woo, summertime,
Uh-huh.
And it's like, reel it back in. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
We have a commitment we have and we want to make for greater,
Hmm.
better travel, adventure, some of those things. Yet when you get really clear about the goal, then that's when you're like, all right, let's do this. So if you
Clarity.
Yes,
That's a
brings
big one for
clarity.
me.
Clarity, and it's all for us. It's clarity is
Hmm.
the center nucleus of all things, personally,
Hmm. Hmm.
professionally, life, business, personally, professionally, that's the same. It's in our health, it's in our wealth, it's in our relationships, and that's
Hmm.
essentially, you know, all of it. And you were dialing in the clarity of your faith because you wanted to be in a space of learning, a space of growth, a space of other like-minded, aligned
Yes.
souls. You
Uh-huh.
chose in. You chose in. It was uncomfortable because it sounds like there was change. There's always change.
Hmm.
There's always some interesting spirits of conversations and how people treat each other and that aura that you walk into and you're like, uh-oh, something feels funky. Well, it's
Hmm.
okay. You can decide to pivot, and give grace. It's always, I feel like, a whole lot of grace. So,
Hmm.
if you could give one piece of advice to women stepping into their power and striving for their best selves, what would it be?
Well, I I would say it would be to be brave.
Beautiful.
Be brave. I like the simplicity of those two words
Hmm.
because so much, it's really interesting. It was a core memory. I worked with a woman who I had a very difficult relationship with. She called me out on stuff when I didn't give her permission slash and I wasn't ready.
Hmm.
But she was a force to be reckoned with, and it brought up ego and it brought up ego, really.
Hmm.
And yet I found myself being like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I remember at one point it was like the same thing, the same, when you have a problem and you're like, you get tired of hearing your own voice about it.
Courage. Hmm.
And I'll just never forget. She started to like probably go into something and then she stopped and she said, Jenny, be brave. And it was just like, it just hit in this way of like, that is what is keeping me from action. That's what keeps everybody from action is
Hmm.
just like this, you know, the what ifs, the shoulds, and the,
You know what it is? And we were talking about this before we hit record on age. It's the
mm-hmm,
knowing
uh-huh,
in the doing. And what happens is when we know better, we'll do better. And the challenge is the older we get, we do know, and it's bridging the gap. And it's
uh-huh, uh-huh,
it in. And one of my clients this last week, he said,
That's
"Oh, I
very
gotta
true.
tell you, it's bridging. You do the clap because I bring it in. I bring
Mm-hmm.
it in. As long as you're open to it, we're gonna close
Mm-hmm.
that gap. You already can feel it just based on our messages on Sunday. We want to close that gap and we want to make sure that you understand there's a knowing and a doing, and it is the
Uh-huh.
bravery. And I love it. I
Uh-huh.
wrote this down and I kind of giggled and I was like, no spell check on that. I wrote be brave, B-E-E. And I was like, in my years of Mary Kay, I learned that a bumblebee aerodynamically should not fly.
Hmm.
It's not meant to
Didn't know
fly.
that.
Nope.
Really?
Its belly is so big and its wings are so small,
Oh.
aerodynamically makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
Nobody told the
How?
bumblebee not to fly.
Yeah. It's like I got wings. Watch this.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't that the essence of brave?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And
100%.
what I learned about our ego and this one, when I learned it, I was like, whoo, chills all over my body. Ego stands for edging God out.
Mm. I haven't heard that before. That's good.
And I was just like, isn't that the truth? Because your ego showed up and you're like, that like fight mode, like, come on, don't why you gotta come at me? And then you
Yeah.
recognize that she's coming at you with love for you to be greater and better, and that grace
Mm-hmm.
that needs to creep in there to be able to say thank you and or speak up. Listen, can you brace me for it? Can you do this? And that like back and forth of what might be better because you do want it, but you don't want it. But,
Mm-hmm.
and that communication of what that can look like. And it can become
Mm-hmm.
a blessing because now you're looking back saying, oh, I might need to give her a call
Mm-hmm.
and let her know. I know how much that, like you're thinking of all those spots that seem to be prickly. I talk about
Uh-huh.
the cactus. You're like, okay, this may
Mm-hmm.
hurt a little. You ready? Brace
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And yet it's becomes beautiful because then you realize, like, I needed that. I wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't necessarily at that very second, but later you're like, I needed to know that. I wanted to know that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. And that was 10 years ago ish. It still resonates. Um, and I'm just thinking about it because I could still complain about the same thing,
We,
you know?
we all can.
Yeah, right?
We can be
And it's
living in
just
the
like,
past all day long.
right. But there's like a timeline that we humans like, you know, just bum, bum, bum. And when we, it's easy to forget, like, it's not really our timeline, is it?
Mhm.
We just, it's that perspective again. It's always coming back to that place of like letting go and putting down our ego and just being grateful, going through the steps that we know.
I think I might say this in every interview. So if somebody watches, they're like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Um, there are three rules in the game of life. Have you heard them yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you won't forget. I believe because I remember when I got this and I was like, I don't know if I want to cry or puke. I mean, I kind of had all the feels. So
Both.
here's the first question. Can you change the past?
No.
So it's perfect.
Mm.
Past is perfect. And I have a lot of people who want to argue with me. I'm like, listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't have changed it, yet I cannot. I'm not available. I am not, I'm not capable of going back and editing what that happened because it's what it was and it was perfect because it was for my greater good. And when
Hmm.
we lose people, again, same situation. We would rather change that, but we can't. And it wasn't in our control anyway. And so the past is perfect. So number one, past is perfect. Number two, people are doing the best they can with the tools and resources they think They have access to.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was the one that I was like, "Bleh, bleh." Number three is we must take personal responsibility.
Mm. Yeah, that one's never fun.
It is when we get into practice of it and it becomes a muscle that we realize that there's greater power in the choice and the opportunity and how much greater we are for it, because then there
Mm-hmm.
is a ripple effect. And that's where I had to like snap myself out of my own garbage this last week, pull every tool, resource I had
Mm-hmm.
in my toolbox that I worked so hard on. I can't be the person I know I can be with and for you if I don't call it out on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had
Yeah.
to readjust how I was looking at something and take the responsibility and saying, okay, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And how am I going to go about doing that? Because it
Mm-hmm.
was responsibility. It was 100%. Was it a little challenging? Yes. I'm gonna give her her gift. That's from her. Oh, cool. Thank you. I'm gonna give her her gift. Oh, can you wait just a minute? Please, 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 please. I'll record a video. Okay. No, no. Sorry, her friends here to do the birthday, and I was like, I want to be in on the birthday present.
Oh,
But I
heck
told her
yeah.
my time frame, and we are a little late, and that's okay. So, last but not least, how do you balance ambition, rest, and ensuring that you stay aligned with your values and avoid burnout?
I hug trees and I hug my son a lot.
Oh, it's so
I,
good.
hmm yeah, I do the heart to heart,
Mm.
and he's so sweet. He'll know. Like for some reason, it's just I don't know. Like I have to train. Lori Love taught me. No, no, heart to heart.
Mhm.
So I'm still like getting that going to the right side, but he'll catch me. He'll be like, "No, Mama, heart to heart," and you just feel it. You just feel,
Oh, it's so intentional, especially for that
yeah.
feeling of like awkwardness of
Hmm.
like I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, and you know what? We didn't talk about this beforehand, but I'm gonna have to find it. I saw an article a long time ago. Well, I don't know how long ago it was. It literally talked about a tree that if they wire it just right, it could
Hmm.
literally give light to a light bulb
Wow.
because of its energy and it's
Yeah.
more of this
Oh, yeah.
synergy. And so that opportunity that we have to literally be in nature and
Hmm.
find that strength. And it's so, and that like this last week, it's, yeah, it's so great that I just got the chills. Um, it's talking about grounding and being
Hmm.
in a place and understanding that's really a true way to rest and reset. And
Oh,
it is the
absolutely.
greatest gift. And the background, I have to say, is that your background is real. Like it literally looks like a green screen.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I work at a nature school, and I was like, where can I go and feel grounded?
Oh,
And
it's
I wanted to
beautiful.
come out here. There's cows back there. I mean, there's a donkey. It's just like expansive. This place can hold it all. And that is God, that is Mother Nature. They can take it. They can hold it all.
Hmm.
So it's just, I love thinking about that when I put my feet in the grass and I do literally hug that tree. There's just so much gratitude. I
Hmm.
could cry because it's right there all the time. It's right there,
It's
you
beautiful.
know. We just have
So,
to let it go.
so is there anything that you have on your heart that you want others to know, hear, something you want to pass on that maybe we didn't share?
I mean, it's just that this has been such a beautiful reminder that I am not alone. You know, Sorry, Jenny, you're not really that special in in your struggles and in your strife. We, I'll be the first to say it, you need community. You need to share the load because um it is so, you have to be vulnerable. And You have to be vulnerable. And that can be, you got to work through that. But when I do, when I'm feeling more introverted, I mean, I will literally tell myself, not even that long ago, like I don't really need people. I'm okay. I kind of live out in the country now, and it feels isolating. And I don't like being in the car, so it's just like, oh, it's just like I don't need to go back into town. I'm fine. I'm not fine, you know? I need people. I need community. And um, it's, you when we talked about it before, you called it the devil. I would call it something else. But it's the same. It's the same. It's a lie, is what
It
it
is,
is.
it is a lie and it is darkness and it's whatever keeps us from greater good. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that because I want to recognize that in the Worthy Collective, there's many different terms, and those
Mm-hmm.
things can be edited for understanding what our true essence is, and being
Mm-hmm.
open to saying what that recognizes is that space of where we can end up by ourselves. And there's a peace and a brilliance about being still and being present to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yet
Mm-hmm.
that isolation
Mm-hmm.
that starts the stories
Exactly.
gives us not greater good. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
that is not acceptable. And it's that
Yes.
like do 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 do. All right, what do I need? What do I want? What do I desire? And
Yeah.
where can I find that? And there's solutions and options everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe what I've learned from Lori Love Jones is that it is that self-care
Mm-hmm.
that really truly is self-respect
Mm-hmm.
because that
Yes.
self-respect is so invaluable.
Yes. 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 I have expanded my idea of what self-care looks like because it used to just be kind of textbook. Um, my current self-care is now going on Sundays, my routine of experiencing community at church and just things that I throw in there where I just feel I listen to whatever I want on the radio, there's, and that's not selfish. I think can be a gray area, especially with moms. That's mine. And it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's self-love and you got to fill up your cup to give more. It's, yeah,
So
we
beautiful.
need each other. We need
So
each other.
beautiful. We do, and I think that that's such an awareness of where we are in life today because
Hmm.
we would love a squeeze right now, yet we'll take what we can get. And somebody created Zoom, and I'm so thankful. And sometimes that's my favorite and not my favorite. So that opportunity to know what we need and when we need it and to acknowledge it is so beautiful.
Mhm.
So I thank you for your precious time. And I'm
I
so
thank
grateful.
you.
Oh, so beautiful. And I know that we'll see each other in person. I just feel it. I just feel it. So,
Just a matter of time.
yes,
Hmm.
it is. It is. So, thank you, my love, for your precious time.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
Maggie.
beautiful.
Take care.
Mwah.